Hi again. Today's the week of January 30th, second full week in the legislature. So thanks, welcome to the email newsletter. So today I wanted to talk to you about two things specifically. The first one is the permanent fund dividend bill, and the second one is the budget. So first, the permanent fund dividend bill. We had a hearing on this bill. It is actually two bills, Senate Bill 1 and 2, which would reappropriate for distribution the $1,000 that the governor vetoed from the 2016 permanent fund dividend. So as you can see, on Saturday we had 4 hours of hearing. We had 54 people call in from all over the state. It was pretty amazing. Every area of the state called in. Only 5 of those callers were against the bill. Each person testifying in favor of the bill, that is in favor of distribution of that missing $1,000, had great reasons for that. So we'll see where that bill goes. The second thing I wanted to talk about, of course, is the main issue, and that is the budget. So first of all, reductions. I think I mentioned in the last email newsletter that the Senate has set a goal of $750 million in reductions over the next 3 years. The Senate Finance Committee is looking at 3 departments specifically. The first one being education, the second one being health. These are the 2 main drivers of our budget, and the third one being the Department of Transportation. I have concerns about further cuts in the Department of Transportation. Many of you live on the hillside. Certainly, nearly all of you getting this email newsletter live in Anchorage, and I have been hearing from you that the road conditions are pretty bad. Certainly, it's the first time we've had winter in quite a few years. People have gotten less used to Arctic conditions in Anchorage. That's a factor. But at the same time, we also know that the Department of Transportation has faced reductions, and we need to make sure that that isn't further exacerbated with more reductions. The other thing under reductions is the subject that comes up often, and that is taxes on oil and tax credits for oil. So I wanted to just give you a little bit of information. We have been reducing the credits for oil, the tax credits for oil, since Senate Bill 21. That's the bill that you all voted on a couple years ago. Senate Bill 21 began the reductions of credits on the North Slope. But then last year, the Senate introduced significant changes to a bill called HB 247. And because of House Bill 247, credits were reduced this much. You can see on the chart the precipitous drop that we are now experiencing. This information doesn't get out much, so I wanted you to see this. We've been working on this. It continues to be a subject that will be on the table for further discussion. The next issue I wanted to talk to you about is a spending limit. That's another goal that the Senate has set. You know, we will reach resolution on our budget challenge this session, certainly going forward, but we need to make sure that we don't start spending again, as happened in 2007, 8, 2009, 2010, those years when spending went off the chart. So solidifying a firm spending limit is a priority of the Senate. We'll see how that fares also. And then last of all, the ERA. That stands for the Earnings Reserve Account. That's the part of the permanent fund dividend where the royalties and other value that's been gained by the permanent fund investments go. Out of the ERA comes the permanent fund dividend. The proposal is that the remaining money in the ERA after payment of the dividends would, a small percentage, be used to fund government. There's a new proposal on the table. It comes from Senator Stedman. It is Senate Bill 21, and it will be heard in State Affairs this Thursday. So if you're interested in that subject, we'll make sure to connect you with that hearing recording in our next newsletter next week. So thanks very much for watching. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.